Hello, and welcome back to Formula One 2022. This is the series where we're gonna create our own brand new team and try to win the Formula One World Championship. So after our win in Bahrain, we are now at qualifying one session, and just like we did in the previous qualifying session, we are going to let everyone go out before us, leaving us with a nice empty track. This only works in good conditions, so if the weather is changeable or wet, it doesn't really matter, especially changeable. So we're going to enter into Parc Fermé regulations, which basically means we're not allowed to change anything on the car except a little bit of downforce on the wings and the tyres. So we're going to take on our first qualifying lap of Baku in Azerbaijan. I really enjoy this track as it goes. So we're on the home stretch, so to speak, the pit straight. So the pits will be coming up on our left momentarily. DRS is now engaged. We're about to cross the line and start our first flying lap, which doesn't look off to a good start at all. We've gone quite badly there. I missed my apex by quite a bit. I was distracted on the map by the Mercedes up ahead of me. I wasn't expecting there to still be cars on the track, especially so far around. So this lap has been compromised, so we're just gonna give our tyres a nice good warm up and we'll cruise around at a relatively decent speed. I don't want to catch that Mercedes ahead of me, or I can catch the Mercedes and get a nice big gap in front of him. I don't know who it is exactly, too far back at the moment to see who it might be. This is the tightest section of the track, very easy to go wrong here, and after that section it's a big, long, flat out straight, trying to catch the apex of the inside there, and then hard on the brakes, turn in late, just about missed the wall, and we have just a few more corners to go and we will be setting our fast time. I'm gonna take a second stab at this, even though we are setting green sectors, which is the lost concentration for a bit there. So this lap is absolutely ruined now. We're not gonna get anywhere better than 22nd in the standings, and unfortunately, because this is a pit straight and we are about a third of the way down it, also going to be losing a lot of speed for this next more crucial flying lap. Luckily now though, the track is clear and we have just about made that first corner a little bit better, so we're already a second and a half up on our previous time, which is good because we are plumb last at the moment. So we're just gonna fire ourselves down this back straight with the DRS open through this little twisty city section of the map here. Once we get through this tight and twisty, rather technical area, especially this corner here, I always forget the extra little bit on the brakes there, but we have set a purple first sector, so we are doing very well. We're about 1.6 seconds up on our old time. So through the old section of the city, and once out here past this corner, we can stick our foot down and we can just unleash all of the engine's power. Just catch the inside curb, caught the first one, missed the second one, hard on the brakes once again, just missed the outside wall. We're gonna brake nice and early for this one, cruise round the corner, hard on the accelerator, stay to the right so that we can swing in to the left, just catch the inside curbs on both of those corners. That was ideal, and it's just a straight shot now to the line, activating DRS as we go. So this looks pretty good for getting us through to part 2 of qualifying. It actually gets us a 1:46.7, which is the fastest time. So we're going to return to the garage and we're going to speed through the rest of the qualifying first session, as we don't need to go out again. We are 2 seconds clear of Max Verstappen, who is currently in second place. Charles Leclerc making up the top 3 at the moment. So everyone else will probably go out and do a second run, and we managed to hold on to first place. Joe Granu actually got into third there with Ricardo in fourth, so not bad. So on to qualifying 2, and again we're going to let everyone else go out before us and do their lap. I'm also going to go out on the exact same set of tyres that we qualified in qualifying 1 for. It will just give us an extra set of tyres for the race. So everyone has gone out and set their time now. Hopefully I've left a big enough gap for them to all make it back to the pits and not get in the way. So here we go. There are a couple of cars on track, but they're miles up the road. In fact, they're so far up the road they're almost behind me. So we're going to plough all the way down this nice long straight here, getting right up into top gear and high revs, and we're going to hard onto the brakes for the first corner, and our second flying lap of the day will commence. And as long as we can get this corner just right, could have took a bit more out of the curb there, but we're doing very well. So we're just going to make it all the way down this back straight here with a bit of DRS assistance, and then we start heading into the city area. A little bit wide on the exit of that one, and this one not too bad at all. Took that quite well, getting the power down nice and early as well. The old adage of slow in, fast out really does work for some of these tracks. Some others not so much. I find going in extra hard sometimes can pay off. So into the old town section of the track here, and once we're through that safely without losing a wing or a wheel, we can power down all the way towards the exit now, with one more big braking zone coming up. And if we can hook this up nicely, that is a really good feeling, coming all the way down to nearly a crawl to make the corner on the edge of traction with your tyres. So all that's left is this final chicane, which can actually catch you out quite easily, as you saw in my first lap. If you're not concentrating, you can very easily go ever so slightly wide and hit a wall. As we come down to cross the line, what sort of time do we get? We get a 1:46.1, so 6/10 of a second faster on old tyres than our previous lap. Let's get back into the garage once again and see how the standings are. We'll speed things up so that everybody else can do their second lap. We're actually 2.4 seconds clear of our nearest rival so far, Mr. Verstappen. So Lewis Hamilton takes in third, and George Russell comes in fourth. So a lot of Brits in the top 10 there. A couple of Spaniards as well. It's good to see Fernando Alonso in the top 10 and Q3. So once again, for Q3, we will let everybody else go out ahead of us. And this time round, we will be on a brand new set of tyres, because this time round we want to come absolutely top and demolish the opposition, so that we get pole position for the start of the race tomorrow. So everybody has completed their lap now. Hopefully, once again, I've given them enough time to return, at least mostly to the pits. It looks like there are a few still out on track, but they're very far ahead. They won't be a problem. So, third and final run for our qualifying session, and this will determine our position in the race. So we won't be coming in 15th or lower because we're in for Q2. We won't be coming in 14th to 10th or 11th because we made it through Q2. And now we can see where in the top 10 we will finish. So unfortunately I am catching the other cars on the track at an alarming rate. It does look like the first one I may encounter will be a Red Bull. Let's just hope that they dive out of the way if I do catch them, which is looking rather likely. I'm only a corner or two behind the rest of the field at the moment. They'll all be going much slower, of course, because they're on in laps. In fact, the entire field is still out on track. Most of them are now just making their way down towards the pits, so a lot of them will be out of the way. But any second now we will be getting a view of the rear of one of the Red Bulls. There's also a McLaren, the other Red Bull, and a Ferrari just in front of them. Kind of messed up that corner a little bit there, took a bit too much curb on the inside and bounced my way to the outside wall. Shouldn't affect me too much. We do have 2 green sectors, and according to the map, 1 purple sector at the same time. And it looks like we might just make it across the line before we encounter the Red Bull. So this is looking pretty good for pole position. Where do we finish? We get a 1:45.4 and pole position.
Pitting
So
this
let's
lap,
get
coming
back
to the pits at the
into
end
the
of this
pits
lap.
and we can move on to the race.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves once again of our top 3. Tempest, Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. With qualifying wrapped up now, we have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
So we are all set up nicely for the race in a few hours, and that should be a pretty good one. You may notice I don't commentate through the races themselves. I just cannot talk for that long and that randomly. Join us in the next episode. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.